Shuffle fam, I am back with another video. I know I went MIA and I'm very, very sorry about that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna post every single week, guys. Got you, and that lasted like 2 weeks. So I am back. 2020 has been a hell of a year, but I'm ready to kick off the end of the year with a shapes tutorial for you. This is for beginners who are struggling to learn just basic shapes and how to put them together. So this is just a combo to get you guys in the groove of learning new shapes and how to put them all together. And I did it to a really slow song. Obviously, if you're feeling good about it, you can do it to a faster BPM. When I started learning, it was really hard to put moves together when the beat was too fast. Like I would understand how to do them, but I would just like trip up every single time the music would start playing. So I made sure I picked a really good song that's perfect for beginners when you're putting these moves together so you don't get frustrated and give up. The song is going to be to Something Wonderful by Keys and Crates. I don't typically make shuffle music, but I thought this beat was really fun and slow enough so that you have time to think about your movement. So yeah, let me stop talking and show you this combo. Alright, let's jump into it. It is only 2 8 counts, so it's very doable and very easy for you guys to learn quickly and practice. For the first 4 count, we're going to do a variation of 2 different shapes I like to do. The first one is this one right here. You probably see a lot of shufflers do this. I feel like this is like the most basic shape you can learn. And also, I don't really know all the specific names to these moves, so please don't hate me. And you don't have to do your arms. This is something I just like to just exaggerate the move a little bit when my heels go outward. So when I do this, I'm just like bringing my arms inward and then out. So, ba, ba. You're really only doing the arms for the heels until you go back to center to cross over. So I'll show you from the back. On one, our heels are going to be going to opposite sides of the room. So my heels are going out on one, coming back to center on and, so one and then I'm crossing my right leg over. It doesn't really matter. If you're a lefty, you can most certainly cross your left leg over. It doesn't make a difference. So on 3, I'm going to be crossing over with my right leg because I'm a righty. 3, and then back to center on and. So do that from the top. On 1, we're putting our heels out. So 1 and 2 and. When I was breaking that down, I definitely said 1 and 3 and, so I'm very sorry about that. It's 2. I'm sure you know because you know how to count and I don't. And then to finish the 4 count, I'm going to be doing this little like toe break move that I like to do. On 3, we're going to be pointing our right toe. So 3. And then just like our other move, we're going to be going back to center with both legs on and then pointing this left toe for and. So sped up, it's going to look like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So for this move, you're just pointing your toes and coming back to center. So without the hop in between, you're literally going like this. And when you're hopping, it's going to look like this. You know what I'm saying? In between each toe that you switch, you're going to be just hopping back to center. Just like how we did in this move when you come back to center to almost like restart. So from the top again, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So you end on 4 and then we're going to be doing these toe taps. That's what they're called, I think. And they look like this. I love this move so much. You'll definitely see me do it a lot in my flow. They're very, very similar to the move that we just did, except instead of coming back to center, you're just going to be putting your toe inward and then putting your heel outward. So I'm here on my toe, and then I'm just unraveling it and putting my heel on the ground. So the toe taps, you're not taking like that break in the middle like we did with the other first two shapes. You're just going from your toe to your heel and then immediately switching to your other toe, toe, heel. After we land here on 4, and we're just going to be doing 2 toe taps. So 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. Okay, so we're landing on 6 and. I'll do it from the top so you guys can see everything. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. Okay? So you're landing on and. With shuffling, it's very, very important for you to get used to really paying attention to those and counts, because that's what gives it the illusion that you're floating, is you're constantly hopping in between each move that you do. So while I'm over here going like this, my left leg is just hopping in place. So my toes here, and then I'm hopping again to put my heel outward. Do you see what I mean? So really pay attention to the and counts, because they will help you when you're learning any move. I know that a lot of shuffle instructors do make sure that they put that and count in there. I can't imagine even teaching this style without counting with an and count. So if you need to go over the toe taps a little bit just to get your body used to the movement, what I like to do is drill a move over and over again. So to finish off the A count, we're going to be doing 4 of these toe stalls. I mean, it's not really a toe stall, actually. Toe stalls are just sitting on your toes. We are just going to be pointing them to finish off the count. So 6 and, we're going to be pointing the right leg first. So 6 and, 7 and, 8 and. So we have the 2 counts in there, but we also are counting in the and counts. So let's start from the toe taps, from 5 and 6 and, with my right leg pointed first. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. Okay, so do you see how I'm pointing my right leg first right after I finish this toe tap to 7 and 8 and. So I should land on my left toe to end the full 8 count. So let's try it with the music so you guys get a feel for the tempo of this. Alright, so let's move on. If you want to practice the 8 count that we did already, definitely feel free to go back, pause, go over it a couple more times until you're ready to jump into the next 8 count. So we're starting off this 8 count with the Polly Pocket. If you are not familiar with the Polly Pocket, I want to call it like a shaping running man variation, because it's almost like you're doing the regular running man, except you're adding a little twist to it, and you are just putting your legs across your body and like thrusting your hips into it. So it gives it that like nice little crisp shaping running man. That's like what I want to compare it to, because it is that same motion of doing the running man. It's just a shaping version. So to start off with a Polly Pocket, just like you start off with your running man, I'm starting with my right leg up. It obviously doesn't matter if you're a lefty. That's fine if you start with your left leg up, because you're just alternating. But I guess for the sake of the combo, we are starting with our right leg ahead, so I'll just teach it to you that way. I'm starting off with my right leg up, like so. It's just like chilling next to my other leg. It's in this like right angle diamond form. I don't know, you get it. I'm starting off with that up like so. And then let's not even do the jumping into it because I feel like you need to understand the movement before you go ahead and go crazy. So you're up like so. I'm going to just cross my right leg over my left leg, and then this leg is almost gonna like want to pivot with that foot, and then my heel is gonna go on the ground. So you really are like shifting your hip over this way because, like I said, this back leg is naturally going to want to go in the same direction as it. So I'm here, crossing my right leg over my left leg with my heel on the ground, and then this leg's going to follow it. So now to transition to the next side, we're just going to be jumping back to center with our left leg up now. So, you know, we started with our right, now we're going to alternate and put our left leg up. So as I'm transitioning to this move, I'm here. You're like, how the heck do I get to the other side? So you're just gonna restart. We're just gonna jump with our leg up, like so, like I showed you before. Do the same exact thing. So this leg is gonna be crossing over the opposite side on my right leg with the same deal. My heel is gonna go on the ground, and this back leg is gonna pivot with that leg. So again, we're here. We're gonna restart and jump to the front. I almost lost that word there. Do the same exact thing. I'm just gonna put my left leg across the right, and that back leg is gonna follow it, and my heel is gonna be on the ground. Make sure that you have your heel pointing on the ground. That is very, very important when executing this move correctly. I see a lot of people starting out that will do the Polly Pocket and kind of just like keep their foot flat, which I don't even understand how people do that. If you want to do that and that's your style, go for it. But when you're doing the Polly Pocket, it is very, very important to accentuate that that heel pointing on the ground. My right leg is up like so, and now you know how I showed you how we're just, you know, moving our right leg across and that leg is pivoting. Now let's add the jump into it. So I'm here, and just like that same motion we did, I'm gonna be jumping into it. So like so, just add a little jump into it. And then to transition, I'm going to put my left leg up because we're going to be alternating legs and jumping to the center. So restart, and then instead of just putting our left leg over, I'm going to jump into it. So, all right, and now we have to restart. So I'm going to jump to center again, up, and then I'm just going to jump into that move, and then we're going to restart again. Restart, other side, restart, other side, restart, other side. Now, when you're learning this move, be very easy on yourself. It is not easy. I definitely struggled to get it up to speed, so just make sure that when you're doing this move, you're doing the formation right because you don't want to hurt yourself. I know I've heard a lot of people that are trying this move, just starting out, that feel like they put a lot of strain on their hips, and that might not feel very natural or good to them, which is no good for anyone. So when you're doing this move, be easy on yourself, do it to slow music, and gradually get the speed up because you will get the muscle memory for it. Anyway, so let's move on. We're only going to do 2 Polly Pockets in this combo. So I'm here on 7 and 8 and then we're starting with our right leg across. So I land on my left leg, and then I'm going to jump into my first Polly Pocket. So here on and then we're going to jump into 1 with our right leg crossing over. 1. Okay? And then we're just going to do another Polly Pocket, so we're just going to do it on the left side as well. So 1, and then on we're going to be restarting, going to the front. And then on 2, we're going to be crossing over with our left leg. 2. Okay, so starting from the toes again, I'm going to go 7 and 8 and then jump into the Polly Pocket. So I'll do it facing this way so you can hear me. So starting on 7 and 8 I'm just going to count back from 5 so you guys are on the same track as me. 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and. Okay, it's a little tricky. Sorry to throw that curveball in there for your beginning tutorial, but it'll make you better, I promise. So from the front, it's gonna look like 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and. Alright, so now let's go into the next move. We're almost done. So after you do your 2 Polly Pockets, so 1 and 2 and, I'm gonna be going to this move called the Charleston. It's a fun little shaping move. It's really good for beginners when you're learning. So this is what it looks like. This move can be a little bit tricky when you're starting out. It's kind of like rubbing your stomach and petting your head at the same time. But like I said, with repetition, you'll get it down. It'll be so easy. You don't even have to think about it. You're going to be making like this diamond shape the entire time and like almost like using your foot to like hinge the other foot over. So this is like kind of like a stationary move. Like you're not really like jumping or doing anything like this. I feel like this move is kind of like, except you're hinging the foot. What I mean by hinging is when I'm here, I'm kind of just like keeping this foot on the ground and like hinging this leg out to, excuse me, to go over the front. We're going to be starting with our right leg in front because that is the leg that we're going to be using in our combo to go ahead first. So after my second Polly Pocket, I'm landing with my right leg up like so. And to execute the first move of the Charleston, I'm going to be crossing this right leg over and putting my toe on the ground, my heel outward. So I'm going to show you from the front just so you can see what my feet are doing. So I'm here, and then this leg is just going to swing over, and my toe is going to go on the ground, and my heel is going to go outward, facing the left. Okay? And as I'm bringing over this leg, and I put the toe up, this leg is going to like sprawl out. So my back leg, so up, and then as I'm bringing this over with my toe planted down, my other foot is gonna just like kind of do this like little turning out movement, like you're doing like a plie, if you've ever taken ballet before and you know that term. But when you're here, you're going over your left leg and pointing that toe and facing your heel out while this heel goes in the opposite direction. So I know it's like a little bit weird, but just like when you're guiding yourself through this move, just know, like, see how I'm like making a little diamond with my leg? Like you want your toes to be like facing inward towards each other when you're doing this. So I'm here, and then all this leg is slightly doing is just like moving this way. Okay, so as I'm bringing this leg over, this left leg is just gonna go out like this, and this leg is gonna just, this toe is gonna plant into the ground. So that is my first move of the Charleston. Now this is where it gets tricky when you're kind of like executing the next foot and like hinging, that hinging motion I keep saying. So I'm over like this, so I'm landed like this. This is where we ended. Now, because you're going forward, you're going to be like almost like unraveling the back leg to like keep you going forward. So this hinging motion, just know that whatever leg is in back is coming in front. Okay? And it's vice versa when you're going backwards. Like whatever leg you have in front is swinging back. Okay? So we're going forward. So after I put my right leg over like so, I'm going to be straightening out my right foot like so, and then kicking out this back leg. So do you see how I was here? And my front leg is going to be going to center while this leg kicks out. So from the front, I'm here, and then this front leg is straightening out, and then this leg is coming out. So I'm here, and then my front leg straightening out while this is, hinging out. Like it's kind of like swinging out. See? So do that like a couple times, like get used to like coming up on like the balls of your toe, like that. And then as you go over, you're gonna be doing the same thing with your feet when this crosses over. So now this front leg, my left leg, my toes are gonna be planted right here with my heel facing out. And then this is gonna be my, sorry, my back leg is going to be pointing to the opposite direction. So my toes should be meeting in the middle. Okay? So after I hinge my foot out, I'm going to just be slowly planting this leg in front, and my toes should both curl in and meet each other in the middle. And then the same exact thing, you're straightening out your front leg and you're just swinging your back leg out. So you're just straightening it out, and then as you go forward, just know you're gonna be on your toes the entire time during this move to kind of help you, you know, like hinge your feet like in front of each other, if that makes sense. So here, out, here, straightening the front leg, like I said, because we're going forward, we're always going to be straightening our front leg, and our back leg is going to be hinging out. And then coming up around again, hinging this leg outward, around again. Just know that every single motion you do when you are bringing your other foot in front is going to be your toes meeting in the middle, and you're like creating this diamond. And then when you're executing the next move, you're straightening this front leg, kicking this out, and going for it. So from a back stance, I don't know if this is going to be easier for you to follow, but I'll do it anyway. So we have our right leg upward like so. And then I'm going to be starting the Charleston on my right leg. So going over, my toes are in the center, they're meeting in the middle. Then I'm hinging this back leg out, and then I'm going over again with my toes meeting in the middle. Okay? And then out. So after the Polly Pocket, we're here on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we're only doing 2 going forward, and then we're going to do 1 back and then go into a spin. So from the Polly Pocket, so 1 and 2 and on 3, we're going to cross our right leg over, 3, on and we're going to be kicking out this foot, and 4, we're going to put our left leg over, 4, and then on and, we're just going to hinge our front leg that we just put up, 4, and 5, and then this is where the spin comes into play. So instead of going back 2 times, I'm going to be unraveling this front foot and doing a spin to meet the front. Okay, so it's a little bit tricky, but I'll break it down for you again. So after the toe on 8 and, let's jump into our Polly Pocket with our right leg in front. So 1 and 2 and Charleston, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, let's do it from the Polly Pocket one more time. So 1 and 2 and crossing over on 3 with our right leg, 3 and 4 and 5. Then on 5, instead of going back, we're just kicking to the right. So 5 and then we're going to spin around to meet the front. So 6 and then let's just finish it off. So 7 and 8, I'm just going to be jumping to both sides. So 7, back to center on and then to this side on 8, and then back on and. So sped up for you so you know what it looks like from the Polly Pocket. So we're going to be jumping into our Polly Pocket on 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. So 6 and your leg is still going to be up. And then to finish off on 7, we're going to be jumping to the right. So 7 and 8. Let's start it from the beginning with some counts, and then I'll do it with the music with you guys. So I'm gonna count down from 5 on 1. Our heels are going outward. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Alright, so now let's do it with the music. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And that is it. You have completed my tutorial. Thank you so much for taking the time to watching this. I'm definitely going to be making more shorter videos of short combos and also different variation videos that I have in mind that I'm really excited to start creating and putting out for you. So yeah, anyway, love you all. Thanks again for taking the time to watch me, and I'll see you guys again soon.